Wow. Simply wow. A third day of action in Europe's premier competition, the UEFA Champions League. And it never disappoints. And what a game we've had today at the Etihad and of course at St. James's Park. This competition never fails to disappoint. Where do I even start from, guys? Where do I begin from? Ah, well, okay. Let's start with the Manchester City Napoli game. The Italian champions were in town, and all the headlines leading to this game was the return of club legend Kevin De Bruyne back to the Etihad. But what a disappointing end to his return to the Etihad. And that was because he had to be taken off. He had to be sacrificed because of the red card in the 21st minute to Giovanni Di Lorenzo. That is the captain of Napoli for that foul on Erling Haaland for an obvious denying an obvious goal scoring opportunity. It had to be sent off by the referee. So Kevin De Bruyne was sacrificed as a result of that red card, which ended his reunion with the Etihad faithful abruptly. But then it wasn't to deny Erling Haaland a magical milestone moment in the game because in the 56th minute, Erling Haaland, the best striker currently in world football, no one even comes close to this guy. He got his 50th career Champions League goal. Wow. This guy is just 25 and he's got 50 Champions League goals. Would you believe that? Can anyone even match that? Erling Haaland is the name. I've said it times and times and times all over again. He perhaps is the only reason I love and I enjoy watching Manchester City games. And right now, of course, Gigi Donnarumma as well, because the guy brings a lot of stability to that back line for Man City. He can be the difference between winning and losing a football match. It's going to be very, very crucial for them against Arsenal at the Emirates on Sunday. But for this man, Erling Haaland, what a Viking. This guy is not normal. He looks like a robot, an AI. Yes. Erling Haaland perhaps is an AI robot playing football. He makes scoring goals look so easy. Look at the way he took that header first time on. And some strikers will be waiting and be looking to control the ball with their chest, and then they give the goalkeeper the chance to come out, rush off his line, and claim the ball. But that is not Erling Haaland. He doesn't need so many touches to bury chances. You just need to give him one. What a perfectly lofted, weighted pass from Phil Foden, and one-time header lofted it over the goalkeeper, who was absolutely brilliant in the first half. Erling Haaland, wow, he's just in a class of his own. No striker in world football at the moment. Maybe Harry Kane, because Harry Kane is also a different breed. But for me, Erling Haaland is up there, the best striker by far in world football. Jeremy Doku completed, made sure of the win. Pep Guardiola had to take off some of his stars because of the game at this weekend on Sunday against Arsenal at the Emirates. Gianluigi Donnarumma was on holiday all through the game. Well, expected this so. Playing at the Etihad, Man City completely dominated Napoli from start to finish. Not even a sniff in the game for Napoli of scoring a goal. We could play that game for 3 days and they still wouldn't fathom or fashion an opportunity to score a goal in the game. But expect Donnarumma to be busy on Sunday against Arsenal. I don't see him, being having nothing to do against the Gunners on Sunday at the Emirates in the Premier League. But congratulations to Pep Guardiola for making their first win of the season in the Champions League. And congratulations to that man, Erling Haaland, for his 50th Champions League goal. What a striker, what a player. I give him a chance. He buries, the rest is history. I doff my hat for Erling Haaland. And what about in other results? Let's head somewhere else. St. James's Park is our next stop. Whoa, Newcastle United returning to the Champions League after a long while. They thought it was going to be a happy return for them at St. James's Park. It wasn't to be, because that man, Marcus Rashford, had other ideas. Manchester United reject. Marcus Rashford was the star of the show for Barcelona, for Hansi Flick's men at Newcastle in the Champions League. 2 goals, and not just any goal. The second goal was an absolute belter. It was a cracker. No goalkeeper in this world saves that. And Marcus Rashford had just done that, scored his first 2 goals for Barcelona since joining them on loan from Manchester United. And United will be wondering, why do these guys, why are they unable to do all this for Man United? That's to tell you that there's a lot of things wrong at that club. We'll leave that for another day. It's all about Marcus Rashford. I'm sure his name will dominate all the headlines in the UK for those wonderful efforts, for me, man of the match performance for Barcelona tonight for Hansi Flick's men. But you look at Newcastle United, I'm sure Eddie Howe would have learned 1 or 2 lessons from this defeat. But I still don't understand why managers keep doing this. They think some managers just overthink things. They overthink a lot. You have spent about 95 million pounds on a striker, and then you keep him on the bench in one of the biggest games of the season. How? Why? Nick Voltemada was kept on the bench, and instead he played Anthony Gordon as a striker. What is wrong with all these managers? And that is why, for me, I believe Newcastle United, I don't see them going anywhere with this sort of managers, to be honest, because they don't have it in them. You don't have to. Just keep it simple. You have got a striker. Play him. I don't care. Just play him. Play the damn striker. How many times are we going to say this? Just play the damn striker. It's as simple as that. And we saw the only goal Newcastle United scored. We saw a perfect example of a hold-up play from a proper centre forward. We all know Barcelona will dominate possession, will come out to play. All you had to do, all you needed was a proper centre forward who could hold up play and bring everyone else into play, as we saw in the only goal Newcastle United scored. Come on. How do you keep a 95 million pound striker on the bench? For what? Oh, God. Anyway, he would have learned 1 or 2 lessons from that defeat in the Champions League. 2-1 it ended at Tyneside there for Newcastle United. An opening day defeat for them in the Champions League. And of course, Galatasaray, Turkish champions, an embarrassing 5-1 defeat against Frankfurt. Well, Victor Osimhen is out injured with an ankle strain there, so he wasn't part of this one. But Leroy Sané and co, and of course Ilkay Gundogan are part of this one. They pressed the self-destruct button in this game because they went in front in the match and they had several opportunities to even make it maybe like 2 or 3-0 up, and they squandered it, and they made a lot of shocking defensive errors, schoolboy defending. And it was a complete rout, complete embarrassment, from Galatasaray's point of view. That is not good enough. You are playing in Europe. This is not Turkey. And that is why teams like this never go far in, Europe's elite competition. And that is why a lot of people were wondering why Victor Osimhen wouldn't secure a move away from the club. But that is not the story for the day. They were embarrassingly beaten comprehensively. It was a complete annihilation, a total whitewash, 5-1, and that is Turkish champions right there. Okay, Sporting CP 4-1 win over Kairat Almaty. Ruben Amorim's former team are winning a 4-1, comfortable in the end for them. Other result had FC Copenhagen and Bayer Leverkusen play out a 2-2 draw, and it was a high-scoring game again. Club Brugge defeating AS Monaco 4-1. Wow. So, what an exciting day in the Champions League with some outstanding results. Marcus Rashford and Erling Haaland are stealing all the headlines in this one. It's been a complete absolute joy to watch in this opening day round of the Champions League phase, with some outstanding result and some shocking results as well. We can't wait for day 2 of action to resume and commence in the Champions League. And when it does, we'll be here to give you all the latest and bring you all the updates as they happen. But this weekend, all attention will shift to the Euro Leagues, the Premier League, the La Liga, a Serie A action. And trust us to be here to take you to various grounds as we look ahead to some scintillating fixtures in Europe this weekend. Headlined by that cracker at the Emirates. It is Arsenal who welcome Manchester City. And I'll see you guys live at the Emirates. Ciao.